Hi, I'm Crescent and welcome to my garden. Today we are going to be talking about red wiggler worms and making a worm bin. First of all, what are red wiggler worms and what do they have to do with the garden? I actually have some right here and I'm going to show them to you. They're so cool. Oh my gosh, they're all dead. Just kidding, they're not dead. So I'm going to show you some of these bad boys. They are in a little bit of compost right now, but this is a red wiggler worm. I don't have enough worms for my garden beds, so that's why I'm going to make a bin and I'm going to raise the worms so I can get enough to actually have living in my garden beds. They're also gonna multiply and replenish, the bin. So eventually, in 6 months or so, I might even have to get another bin. I have about 110 worms and they're gonna live in a mansion. This is an 18-gallon tote. It's pretty big. You're gonna need a worm mansion. You're gonna need a drill and a drill bit. And you're also gonna need an extra lid, something to catch their urine. Their urine is really high in potassium, magnesium, iron, fungi, and bacteria. Can also collect the urine stuff off the bottom of this, and you can put it on some of your plants. Now, some plants don't like it, so before you put it on a plant, go ahead and look that up on the internet to make sure that you are putting it on a plant that likes it. The reason why you're going to drill holes in this bin is for airflow. Okay, now you're gonna drill a few holes down at the bottom so the urine comes up. It's really important to do this step because their urine after a while become really toxic to them. So you wanna have healthy worms. So you wanna go ahead and drill a few holes so their urine will drain into your extra lid. I'm just using some nice compost, and I'll just show you that. It's just nice and fluffy aged compost. It's just really nice. And I'm gonna be putting that in there for my worms. I'm going to add my worms. They'll eat anything. They're not supposed to have meat, dairy, they don't like onions, and any kind of citrus. Now you wanna feed them equal parts, part brown and veggies. So in here I have celery, banana peels, I have a carrot, I have fresh basil. I'm gonna feed them once a week, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and blend this up really quick. Okay, I'm back. I blended it up in my BlendTech blender, which I love. This is basically just a green smoothie. You'd pay 10 bucks for this somewhere. It's organic, and I would say that my worms are living the good life because they have a mansion and they're getting a $10 organic smoothie. Feed them, on one side at a time. And then we're gonna add our grass and leaves and trimmings. You wanna make sure you don't use anything that you might spray with any kind of pesticide or any other kind of chemical. You want them to be healthy so they can have really good healthy poop for you, and you will be able to collect that poop and put it on your vegetables. So it's just the circle of life, man, Hope you guys have already eaten dinner tonight. Cover that back up. Soil should be kind of moist. So we're gonna go ahead and give this just a light misting of water. And you're just gonna put the lid on and just make sure it's on tight. You're gonna keep the bin inside or in your garage, but it needs to kind of stay cool. So the other night I was talking to my mom on the phone and I told her about my worms and my desire to raise them and to collect worm castings for my garden. And she said, that is really interesting, Crescent. And I said, why? And she said, because your great-grandfather did that. And he sold them to farmers, and then he sold the bigger worms to fishermen. It's really cool that I'm doing something that my grandfather apparently really liked doing. I want to tell you about a time in my life. When I was diagnosed with cancer, I was participating in a 100-day heart challenge that our local hospital put on. And I probably was only, oh gosh, a little over a month, 30 days in. And I was doing great, man. I was working out 6 times a week. I was losing weight. I was feeling good. We had nutrition classes. We were learning how to cook good food. Also at the end, you had to participate in a 5K run. I was stoked about that. I was out jogging every morning. I was really disappointed when I found out I had cancer. And I thought, oh gosh, I'm not gonna be able to participate in this run. The directors of the program thought the same thing. So they came to me and they said, you know what? We just want you to know that, you know, you're welcome to join the next challenge the next time it comes around, either this year or next year or whenever you're ready and you're, you know, comfortable in doing it. Went home and I was like, I'm not quitting. Are you kidding me? I'm not quitting at all. I ended up running that 5K 3 weeks after my first chemotherapy treatment. I mean, I ran the whole thing and I was tired, but I felt so good. I felt like I just was on fire. And I thought, you know what? I have 6 more chemo treatments and they're about a month apart. What about if I run a 5K race after every treatment? I know I can do it. So after I had the second chemo treatment, it was awful. I was in bed for like 4 days afterwards. I was achy. I had bone pain really bad. I had no appetite. I just wanted to sleep. And couldn't because the bone pain was so intense because all of my hair had begun to fall out and getting up to run was hard. And the race came and it was much harder than I anticipated, but I finished it. And I actually finished it a minute faster than my first race. And once I realized that, and I wasn't the last one. That's the crazy thing. There were tons more people behind me and I just had my second chemotherapy. I felt so good. I felt so good. I was like, I gotta keep going. I gotta keep going. So I signed up for the next one, which was like a week after my 3rd chemotherapy appointment. Again, I nailed it. This time I finished 30 seconds faster. It was so hard for me to get up and to want to run, to be able to stay in shape, to be able to run these 5Ks, but I did it. And the very last one, my 6th 5K, is the one I'm most proud about. I had just had my mastectomy 3 weeks before the race. I still had bandages. I had to bandage with a big, you know, like ace bandage type thing. I had to bind myself really tight. And I ran that thing and I ran it in 34.5 minutes. I'm grateful for the support from my family. So until next time, my friends, get your hands dirty, plant love, grow hope, and harvest peace.